Hey, it's Joyce, the Energy Lady. I just got off a podcast with my daughter. My daughter is a book publisher and has a book publishing company, which I actually wrote my book through with her and her company, my most recent book. And it was really fun to talk about the book and made me think about sharing with you again my book called Stuck, a love story unraveling your resistance to heal. And one of the things that we talked about on there was, why did I use the subtitle, A Love Story? And the reason for that is because a lot of people are really in love with their stories of their hardship, of their illness, of their relationships, of all the hard knocks they've had in life. When you share your stories and your hardships over and over and over with people, actually, that cements them in you, and they become you, and you become them. And so the more you retell your stories over and over to people, you're actually falling in love with them to the point of them being who you are. You know, it's kind of like a diagnosis. If somebody says to you, you're ADHD, then what do? You're going to do a little research and you're going to find out all the symptoms and you're going to look at that and say, oh yeah, that's me. That's me. But the reality of it is, none of that is you. You are uniquely you. And the things that have happened to you in life are not who you are. And even though you may have had some really severe abuse, some really severe trauma in your life and in your history, that does not mean that's who you are. That doesn't mean that you have to live that way forever. And so the more often you tell people your story of trauma, and I'm not saying you can't. You can tell your story as often as you want, but the more often you share it, the more and more it becomes a part of who you are. And the more and more it becomes of something that you own and you want to share with people. Look how hard my life has been. I have been working in the helping profession for 35 years. I've heard some pretty severe stories, really bad stories, and really sad stories that people have been through in their lives. First of all, and it's not my place to heal it, it's not my place to fix it. I'm here to help them experience healing with the work I do. But the more they repeat that story, the more it becomes who they are, and that is where I call being in love with your story. And that's why the subtitle, A Love Story Unraveling Your Resistance to Heal, because by looking at your story and looking at how often you've replayed it and how many times have you told somebody that story, what if we unraveled that? What if we take that apart? What if we look at every piece of that story, do some forgiveness work, do some releasing work that I do, then that's what I call unraveling it. Otherwise, you resist the healing work by naming it, that story, over and over and over. You're not going to get better by repeating that story. It's not how you get healing. So you have to unravel that story and do forgiveness work with that in order to get healed. And so healing's up to you. Every person is on their own path for healing. And every person is going to experience what they're going to experience when they're trying to heal from physical illnesses, mental illnesses, emotional illnesses, even financial illnesses, relationships. So if that's something you're looking for, help in your health, help in your career, in your finances, in your relationships, in your health, your physical health, that's what I do. I help people who have pain in their body. I help people who have been experiencing something for a long time and they can't find answers for it. It's because you're hanging on with repeating that story. So book a phone conversation with me on my website. Book a session. Let's talk. Let's see what I can do to help you to unravel your story and heal. Take care.